So a lot of people might be aware of this, but what we're trying to accomplish here and what we're going to explain is how do we automate the list building and craft unique cold email sequence for every single prospect without ChatGPT, and how do you do that at the right time so you connect with decision makers, when the timing is right, based on the public signals that you're able to research. In this case, this is funding. And how do you automate the entire workflow? Basically, you're solving two problems: connecting with decision makers at the right time, crafting relevant, personalized, unique messages to every single one of them throughout the sequence. And then by doing so, you're increasing your chances to improve deliverability, because when you're sending a unique message to every prospect, it's a better chance that you will actually end up in primary inbox and not in spam. So in this case, the tools we're using for this workflow is Crunchbase to scrape companies that are recently funded. We use a very simple workflow on Zapier, although you could use Make or any other automation. Airtable to sort the data a little bit and make sense out of it. Clay to enrich the data and basically, be able to integrate it with tool like Twain, which is a game changer for us and helps us to write this type of copy. And then once you do all of that, how do you send data directly to Lemlist and run a multi-channel outreach that is personalized, relevant, and that will actually get you results? So first things first, this is a very simple Crunchbase search, which basically looks at companies in Europe and the United States that are in tech space. So it can be AI, software, SaaS, or anything like that. Company size 1 to 100, and then these are the funding types that we're looking for, and it has to be in the last 7 days. So it's a very basic search. It is a saved search on Crunchbase, and that's the first step that we need to do. The second step, it's a very simple automation. It can be accomplished with different tools, but Zapier gets the job done here. So every time there is a new company that appears in Saved Search, this is going to run this automation. It's going to send a record to Airtable. This can be sent directly to Clay, but we prefer to send it to Airtable just to sort out the data a little bit more and keep it a little bit more organized and keep it updated every single time. Inside Airtable, this is how it looks. Essentially, it creates rows and feeds the data into the table here. So on to the next step here. Once the data is in Airtable, a good thing about it is it's going to update every day automatically. So if you take a look here, it says updating in 2 hours, updated 21 hours ago. You can always update it, force update it, or update it right now. But basically, this is going to update the data every single time. And from Airtable, the data that gets synced is the organization name, anything that we have in Crunchbase, right? So we normalize the name using Clay's prompt to clean it up, remove unnecessary things like this, for example. So it really looks natural when it's in email. We get the funding type for some more personalization. We get the company description, industries, and so on, the domain and the LinkedIn as well. And then what we do, we use Apollo's API because it can find more people than a native Clay integration. Basically, we split it in two buckets. One is we are targeting marketing personas, so we only want to find people in marketing, so we run one search. And then a conditional logic here says if this is unable, like if you're unable to find a specific person in the marketing department, then I want CEO, founder, or co-founder in a separate row. And then once everything is ready, it kind of merges everything into one, and then we have a full list. Technically, you can build a separate table for this, but we like to keep everything in the same table, and it makes a lot of sense. So once we have the list here, typically we could enrich it more. The next thing we do is we use one of the best tools out there called Full Enrich to find validated work email addresses. One really good thing about this is if you use Full Enrich, they integrate 10 different providers or even more, and then you're only charged basically for credits where they're able to find the email. Where they aren't able to find the email, they refund it. So my guess is that you'll get at least 30 to 40% more emails if you're using Full Enrich. And now when it integrates with Clay, it's even easier. Then you get the email addresses of people, and then the magic happens here. Now, without using ChatGPT, we use Twain to write personalized copy that will really work in a way we want. Like we set up a framework, We use our own brand voice terminology and whatever we want, and it really writes the email the way we want. So the way it works is inside the Twain here. When you open this integration, and if I go over to edit the column, it actually allows you to map out the fields. So custom sequence ID means that inside Twain, we are able to copy a specific sequence ID here, and we have our own framework of how we write different emails. When we have that, we are basically able to pass on that framework over to Clay and then map out the rest of it, like first name, prospect information, why we are reaching out. In this case, it's a funding type. Give it specific instructions. What are the specific? What is the ICP? What is the problems they're facing? What are the problems they're facing? What is the solution we're offering, and so on. And then basically it says run only if email exists, and it actually generates, in this case, sequence of emails of 3 steps. And again, the copy that is written here is really the way we want. It doesn't sound generic. It doesn't sound AI generated. And why this is important? It's because when you're sending a lot of cold emails, if you're sending, even if you're using spin tags, it's great, it's fine, but you can only use so many variations. With Twain, you actually tweak every email, and it crafts pretty much unique emails per prospect based on the information you feed it in. So the more information you have about the prospect, Twain is going to do the better job there. But basically the emails it writes, it's just outstanding. So it's definitely something that's unmatched. And the final step here is how do we send these leads directly into Lemlist to run a targeted multi-channel outreach that will actually generate responses and interest. So basically, Clay has a native integration with Lemlist. So if you go to an enrichment, type in Lemlist, add a lead to campaign, it's gonna display something like this. And then you can really map out your variables, including emails. And then once you are in there, these emails will be automatically added into your Lemlist account, and you will be able to run a targeted outreach there. Inside Lemlist, the advantage is that you, as it mentioned, you can build multi-channel sequences, and it looks like this. So you have email steps, and then conditional logic, and then LinkedIn steps, and so on. And once you do it like this, you will have new leads added every day as they show up on a Crunchbase search, being enriched and sent to Lemlist. You will be able to either manually review them or set up a condition wherever the new lead is added and the email is deliverable, so it automatically gets sent. So basically, it's a workflow that works on autopilot. Everyone receives personalized messages and emails and LinkedIn messages as well. And then finally, it drives more engagement and leads for the pipeline.